But in high school, I was in a band.
Ooh, what kind of band?
Oh, the marching band.
Oh, when you said band, I was like, hip hop or some kind of.
Oh, no. Oh, that's racist, Imre.
Wow, Imre. Wow.
Black guys got to be in a hip hop band.
Did you play basketball?
Right. I was on the basketball team, and I was a star quarterback.
Oh, they wanted like pretty women in the front row.
Yeah, they didn't.
Bright color just to.
They shoved me back on the top of the black zone at SNL. They're like, make sure the camera does not show this guy.
Of course they did.
Only one person could see me. It was Taylor Swift, and I'm like, here is your f***ing sweater.
Take this shit.
Yes.
After.
Which movie was that in? When it was like the 1, 2, 3 and or 1, 2, 3.
Something.
I don't know what movie that was.
I don't remember.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, 1, 2, 3. That was pretty good, right?
Yeah,
Even with
so.
the miscommunication earlier. But that's cool.
Right.
No clapping. Welcome everybody to our new episode of the podcast. I don't know which episode we are on. It could be 15th.
Yeah, I have no idea now. Yeah.
My name is Imre, Mehesz, and I'm here with Flo, Funny, woo,
Yo.
and LeRoy Erran, woo, yay! Now you can clap.
Now it's a cause. Nice to be here. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Well, welcome to the show. This is it. And did you have a good time on the show? Thank you. Have a good night. No.
That's all we got.
They used to open with that. I go up on stage, because after they introduce your name, people usually clap and cheer. I woke up and I'm like, thank you very much. And I just walk off. That's how I opened. That was my opener for a long time.
That.
Yeah, but I think I started seeing it somewhere. So I'm like, it's kind of hacky, but it was funny.
Now. Yeah.
So welcome to the podcast. And
Thank you.
Welcome to comedy.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
I was actually thinking, because I remember, I think the first time I saw you was at Shanty.
Okay.
Shantytown.
Shantytown.
So it was like, right after the pandemic or something like that, right?
Yep.
That's when you started?
No, I actually started in Tallahassee.
Oh, okay.
I've been doing this for about 5 years now.
Nice.
I'm in my 5th year.
Nice.
So I started in Tallahassee, and then I moved here.
Okay.
And rocking rooms like Shantytown.
So wait a second. Because I've been to Tallahassee right before the pandemic. I just drove through. They didn't have a mic. I went to Pensacola. Never.
Okay.
Never
But
mind.
you drove all the way there.
No, I drove all the way to freaking, what is that, New Orleans. So that was my New Orleans trip. I went to Pensacola, New Orleans, and I tried to get a show in Tallahassee, but that didn't happen. Because I wanted to ask you about the scene.
Oh, man. It's a dope scene.
Oh, it's a dope scene?
I mean, I love, before the pandemic, it was booming. Mm-hmm. After the pandemic, it was a little slow to come back, but now it's off the hook, man. Tech Johnson.
Tech Johnson, shout out. Yeah, I know Tech. Yep.
Shout out Tech. What's up, man? He's doing it real big. Sarah, she's doing it real big. Mm-hmm. Lot of shows going on every weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know.
I got to try to make. I keep telling myself I'm going back to keep doing, stay in step. Because I don't know. Whenever I'm in Tallahassee, I write a lot of good material. A lot of good material. So.
Oh, yeah, you write well there when you're there?
Yeah. So I don't know if it's just the air or...
The vibe.
Right. So...
Ooh,
but it's kind of you guys have good colleges and stuff like that, right?
Lots of colleges.
Colleges.
Florida State.
And Tallahassee.
Is that the
Community
Gators?
College
Yep,
too.
TCC.
Is the Gators out there? I don't know.
Oh, no, that's...
Wow.
You guys know, I know. I don't know sports.
Well, they gonna kick your ass. You go to Tallahassee, come out the Gators.
Watch out.
Skin your ass.
Oh,
like
Gators are Gainesville.
Yeah.
Yes, all right. Go Gators.
Wow.
That was one hell of a bandwagon.
What? Wow. I don't know. I don't know sports.
FSU, FAMU.
No, FSU, Flo. FSU. No.
FAMU. Mess around with my alma mater.
So anyway, I was just thinking, we have... How many people we had from Tallahassee? Because we have Brad. Yeah, you met Brad. He's fairly new, but he's from Tallahassee. We have Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Well, you're from ATL.
No, I'm from Atlanta.
Oh,
I just started comedy.
Okay, I'm sorry. My
I
bad.
started comedy in Tallahassee.
That's where he started, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you tried anything on the Atlanta scene?
No, I'm heading there next.
Yeah, do it.
Nice.
I'm
It's a
just
good
gonna
scene.
start and just go up for like 2 weeks and just hit some rooms and
Yeah.
hit as many open mics and shake as many hands as possible, man.
Right.
There
That's how.
it
So that's how
is.
they
There it is.
That's-
they have a similar
The
setup
dream.
like we do. They have multiple mics during the week. I mean, the best mic probably I've done was Laughing Skull.
Oh man.
If you can get on the Laughing Skull mic, you have to write them on email and they get back to you and you can get a date.
It's an open mic.
It's an open mic. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe they have open mic every day, at least 3 times a day.
Oh yeah.
They are
So you have to sign
dope.
up in advance for that?
yes.
Wow.
But imagine there's 30 comedians.
Ooh.
Have you ever gone to the restaurant that's connected to the Laughing Skull, the Vortex?
Yes, I mean that's how you kind of have to walk through.
Yeah,
it, right?
man. Some of the best burgers you'll ever have in your life.
Oh, I never. I
Really?
always just see the dicks.
Yep.
Wow.
That I walk. No, that's how I remember the restaurant.
Pause, son. Pause, son.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is not a clean.
Disclaimer.
Talking about dicks.
But no, that's what happens if you have you been to a Laughing Skull?
not.
You walk in there and there's a life size, not a life size. I'm sorry,
Right,
a
right.
human
I
size.
thought you said a live dick.
No,
Live dick on your way
I wanted to
in.
say a life size, but this is not. This is a larger
Life
than
size.
life
Okay.
size dick in the front room.
Oh, okay, I can. Yeah, I mean, it's comedy, right?
Right.
That's
Well,
cool. I should have that. On
I
my
actually
open
don't know the
mics.
history of is Vortex came after the.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I just know they have really good burgers.
Okay.
with
And-
dicks.
right. Well,
Burgers and
apparently,
dicks.
Apparently. I didn't have my dicks on my burger. Let's just clear that up right now.
Why is this not coming up?
But yeah, no, I'm really trying to get up there Laughing Skull, man.
Yeah, Laughing Skull is
That's
great. I had a
cool.
good time.
I want to hit a show at the Atlanta Comedy Theater. A lot of big comedians go through there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. But I'm gonna take like 2-3 weeks off work and just go home and just
Yeah.
do as much as I can.
Okay, so you have family there.
Yeah, my brother's up there.
Oh, awesome.
Shout out John William Flautis. John William Flautis.
All right.
Plays the flute.
Gang, gang, gang.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
Yep. He's
I thought he was
huge,
another
man.
comedian. I'm like, dang.
No. He plays a professional flautist. Plays the flute. He's on a
Andre 3000.
Man,
it's
let
coming
me tell
back.
you.
This is the time.
hey
flute,
man.
this flute is coming.
The flute coming back like Jesus, baby. You know what I'm saying?
The
Absolutely.
flute. We're gonna play Middle Eastern music within 2-3 years.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
it's coming.
it's coming back.
It's coming.
And actually,
Get ready.
so when I came to America, Andre 3000 was one of the rappers that I not met personally, but I discovered over time. Right? I didn't speak English. I just liked his music, and he was like great, like a great writer. His lyrics are like poetry, really. So I always liked his stuff.
right.
And then he dropped the new thing. He disappeared. And then well, disappeared, at least from my view. But then he shows up with this flute music. And I actually enjoyed I listened to the first like 35 minutes. I'm like,
Have you
know what?
slept to it yet?
No, I haven't tried.
That'll be some of the best sleep you'll ever have. in your
Really?
life.
Good sleep.
Man, talking about Z's on Z's on Z's.
Uh-oh.
So invest in some
Try that
flutes,
out.
guys.
Yeah.
Skyrocketing.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I, as a lyricist, Andre 3000 is one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
But as a flautist, John William Flautist is the one.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
that's my brother. So
Very
y'all
good.
know,
I figured- I got it.
I
Gotta shout out.
I gotta
man.
shout out
Gotta,
my
got
boy.
to,
My boy.
got to.
Yeah, plug
But
it.
hopefully, I'm trying to come up with some stuff that we can do together. Like he's got 2 albums out. So
Ooh.
right now I'm trying to beg him to let me get on his next album
Do
and
it.
do some like intros, write some
Like
skits, do
talking?
some skits or whatever. But he said he hasn't answered me yet, so this is my way of
No, he's
shouting him
gonna
out.
he's gonna ghost you. He's like,
Oh no, right.
He needs, he
I know
needs
where
time.
you
Till
live.
it's time for Christmas. And it's like
Christmas gift.
you're by the tree, bastard.
Give him some time.
Right. But hopefully we
Work
can do
that
some
out.
stuff together. I
Yeah.
that's my brother.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice.
I'm really
He
trying to
lives
do
in
some-
ATL, you said?
Yep.
In Atlanta? Okay.
Yep.
I
So-
go up there 2-3 times a year. I like the weather up there a little bit better than Florida
Oh,
because it's more dry. It's not as humid.
right.
I don't think I haven't
think-
been up there for summer, but fall and spring I love it up there.
Do you think you'll ever go back to live? Or are you cool in
Oh,
Jacksonville? Or?
First of all, I love Jacksonville. Duval, I love Jacksonville, but Atlanta is home, and I really do want to go back. And I mean, since comedy is what I'm trying to do, and the
Bigger
scene
in
is
Atlanta.
much bigger.
Yeah.
I do want to eventually land up there and hopefully blow up.
Nice.
For sure.
So,
No,
you know.
yeah.
For
I mean, we
sure.
have several people who went up there from here. Some also moved back, but but we have a couple of guys. Actually, when I started comedy, like I actually started hitting the mics and going up on stage. That's when like a group of comedians from Jacksonville just moved up to Atlanta.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, you can move anywhere, literally. You know, you're not tied here.
Right. Are y'all trying to stay down here in Jacksonville, or y'all?
I still have to stay. I have to stay in Jacksonville. It's called child support that they tie you down. But no,
your
actually,
imaginary ankle bracelet.
yeah,
Yeah,
right,
you're
right.
stuck.
No, I mean it's very not imaginary, but but no, it's actually I like Jacksonville a lot, and you know I see. I moved here in 2005, so I saw the city growing up.
Wow. So
Great.
you've been here for a minute. Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, I remember when there was no 295 because it was just bits and pieces of roads, and then they connected them together and stuff.
That sounds.
Yeah, I remember when they built the town center.
That sounds old as shit. Imre.
I know, thanks. Well, I
remember back in my day. We
Back
had
in my
dirt roads.
That's what
All
it
right,
sounded like.
I do sound old.
Riding in my T model. Model T, excuse
Model
me.
T. I just take a picture of it. I was up in North Carolina and we were driving back, and we stopped in Georgia, and they have a picture of a replica of Model T. So I was like, I don't know what it was at the Georgia Welcome Center, and I'm an idiot. I don't know what the Model T is doing in Georgia, but
I don't know, man. That's a mystery for another.
We'll save that
we'll
for
see.
another
Well, I
time.
was hoping that it was invented in Atlanta, and you could be like, yeah, the Model T 4, whatever.
Well, you'll see a lot of them around Georgia Tech. They're known as the Rambling
could be.
Rex. So
Maybe they invented the wheels or something.
I don't know. There are a lot of smart people over there, so they very well could have.
Not wheels as but I mean like the tires. All right, whatever. This is not a history podcast.
Back to LeRoy and his life.
Yeah, and your comedy.
Yeah.
So you started in Tallahassee before the pandemic.
Right.
Did you do any Zoom mics during the pandemic?
No, I didn't.
Did you try to do it?
No, I didn't. I saw it and I was like,
Turn off.
I don't know, man. I can't be funny on Zooms, man. Anytime before then I was ever doing any kind of Zoom or Skype, it was for like job interviews.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? And serious shit. So I don't know.
It's like a
I watched a lot of them though.
PTSD.
Like I watched a lot of Zoom comedy and
Uh-huh.
I was just like, I don't see how they do it. I need an audience. Like I
Yeah.
need an audience. Like
A
even if it's
real
just a
audience.
bartender and a couple of bar people,
Something.
like I need something in this Zoom shit ain't gonna do it.
I did it. I definitely don't regret it because it kept me writing.
Oh no, it
know
keeps
what I mean?
you in practice.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like I definitely wrote,
Right.
you know what I mean, got ideas and wrote as I was watching it. But as far as like, hey, I'm up to do some Zoom comedy. I'm
Right.
like, nah, bro.
I mean, it was a different vibe. Like I remember just sitting here by myself, right? And I'm like, oh shit, I can't wait for this Zoom mic. And the Zoom mic was 4 or 5 hours long. And I was sitting on my couch watching everybody else for 4 or 5 hours. And then I go up, I do my minutes, and you know, everybody is super freaking tired because it's been
Right.
4 hours.
You've been sitting there at the laptop.
Right. So I did that I did some mics. I did a show. The show was pretty good.
Okay.
But the closest one that I would say was for the real thing or to the real thing was VR comedy.
And how was that?
It was pretty VR. So you put your VR headsets on
Oh.
and you went into this VR virtual reality world and you were performing comedy. And I put my hands up every time, but they never called me up. Or I put the wrong hands up because I don't know which stick is which stick. But so anyway, that was the closest thing. I was actually enjoying watching it. It was like an avatar doing jokes. And, you know, the timing was whatever it was. That was the closest one. But
Yeah, man. Comedy during the pandemic was rough, man.
Rough.
I mean, I was thankful for the pandemic because I had some time to go back and watch a lot of comedy specials that I had missed. So that was fun. But I got out of step so bad, man. And then when it was time to go back, that first set back was horrible.
Oh.
Horrible. It reminded me of the first time I did comedy.
Oh my gosh! Now
Trying to get back in step.
I'm like trying to remember which one was my first mic after the pandemic. I think it was one of the cover places.
Yep. For me, it was a cover place in Tallahassee.
Okay.
So cover places was doing it. Cover places
In
didn't give a fuck.
Too?
Yeah.
Oh.
They didn't give a fuck. They was like, what COVID? We got cover.
I mean, no.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida, we shut down for like, 4-5 weeks, maybe?
If that.
If restaurants opened back up like very fast with 50% capacity, then people were like trashing the masks and nobody was wearing the
masks. Nobody. The only mask people wearing was ski masks down here. You know what I'm saying? The ride people. Wasn't nobody wearing no medical mask. We were just down here just free balling, just raw to the wind.
Crazy. We went up to New York.
We were breathing raw COVID air. Down here in Florida, do you understand what was going on?
I have a lot of suicide jokes, and when COVID started in January, we started hearing rumors from China, right? Mm. And I went up on stage and I was licking the mic, like pretending to lick the microphone that I'm trying to get COVID as a joke. Like I have pictures of me just licking the mic.
Just licking the mic. Just
I like it.
And
raw dogging COVID there.
Right, yeah. And that's Florida for you.
Yeah.
But then we went up to New York and everybody was messed up. Like in December, it was like a year later or something. I'm like, whoa. This is
a whole year later. Oh my God. Half my family was not believing in it, and the other half was extremely believing in it.
I believe in it.
I had half and half.
I always get the vaccines and stuff.
No, I did. I mean, and even like my husband's half his family died from it. But then my family's like, it's not that. It's a hoax. It's not real. And I'm like, so what about his dead family?
That obviously isn't a joke.
Yeah. It's so screwed up. My aunt was like, hey, like, are you coming over? It's my birthday. And I'm like, I have COVID. She's like, oh, that's fine. We don't care. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, my dad wouldn't let me visit him inside of his house in New York without proof of a vaccination. Yeah. I'm like, Dad, I'm telling you, I have it. I'm your daughter. I don't care. I have to see it. Wow. Okay, I'm not going, and I didn't. I didn't go.
No, they took it very seriously. Everywhere else other than Florida.
Right.
That's crazy.
Wild West, man. Wild West.
So what made you want to start doing comedy to begin with?
What
motivated you
to be honest, you pray to God that, he shows you like what you're put on this earth for. You know what I'm saying? And you pray and you pray and you constantly look and you constantly look. And that was what was going on with me. But as that was going on, people were constantly telling me, you're funny. You're funny. Like I would say, and you're funny, jokes or whatever. Mm-hmm. And after a while, I kind of put two and two together. I'm like, I've been praying for this the whole time, and God's been sending me all these messages about the fact that I'm funny. And so at that point, I was like, well, I'm funny. I'm tired of doing this shit for free and making people laugh for free. So I should probably try to do this and entertain and try to get paid at the same time.
There it is.
And so I started. Fell in love with stand-up, and 5 years later, I'm still doing it. Free open mics, no money. So it's obviously something about comedy I love because I'm very fucking poor, and so. But man, this comedy is pretty cool, man. It's something about making people laugh. You know what I mean? It's just the one emotion that you can evoke out people to literally make their day better. They can have a shitty day.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you can say the silliest thing or the stupidest thing or even the meanest thing and make them laugh and just change the whole trajectory of somebody's day. Yeah. And that, that's just an awesome feeling, man. And I love it.
I love that.
And I'm an attention whore, so.
Yeah.
Attention whore.
Yeah,
that works.
So there's nothing.
That works.
Nothing gets you more attention than standing on the stage by yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Crap.
Right.
So I'm like, look at me.
Look at me now.
Look at me.
Yeah. Right.
Soon I'll be getting paper.
Right.
You know that song?
The what?
Do you know that song?
Chris Brown.
Oh really? No.
Look at me now.
He says I'm getting paper, but I said soon.
Oh, okay.
I'll be getting paper.
I know that song, that How You Like Me Now. How You Like? That's not the same song.
No.
It's by The Heavy. How You Like Me Now by The Heavy.
Heavy?
I know weird songs.
I was like, that's definitely not Chris Brown.
If I show you the song, you would know the song. Like, How You Like Me Now.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. How you like me now?
Yeah, that's. Is that
How you like me? I have no idea who sings it, but I've seen it in many commercials.
caption? Okay, so no, I do not know that song, but I know another song.
Wow. Well, we'll get you caught up one of these days.
Yeah, right. With you and movies. Flo has not seen any movie or a TV in general.
I've never
Man,
seen a TV.
really? Wow. I wish I was that way. I'm addicted to television.
I was. That's why I'm not anymore.
Wow.
I gave my TV back my first year of college. I said I'm done.
That's,
'Cause I was
you watch,
addicted.
I'm done. I've watched all the TV there is.
I literally.
Yeah, no, see, I'm no quitter.
Oh,
There's
okay,
still-
So
then.
I was like, you know what, TV, you got me. You
Y'all
got
in
me.
a relationship.
Yeah, I'm just glad I'm
Deep.
not
Y'all
addicted
go.
to heroin.
Deep TV.
Y'all go
That
way
should
back.
be a TV name. Deep TV.
Deep
If, you-
TV.
if it's not, I don't know. It should be.
It should be.
Okay, so you are saying that you were the funniest in your group,
Yeah,
like a group of friends.
yeah. You know what I mean?
I mean, just
I don't want to, just
Not-
crown myself.
No, right.
You know
No,
what I
but
mean?
usually-
But usually you're the one with the jokes and, making,
Okay, so did that change since you started? There is a reason why I'm asking you this. Did that change since you started comedy with your friends, amongst your
The
friends?
same friends, you mean?
Yes. When you hang out with the same friends, do you feel the pressure that you need to be funny?
Because now they know you're a comedian
Right.
and stuff.
Kind of. But these are friends that aren't afraid to tell me if some shit ain't funny.
Yeah, sure.
That's
You know what I
good.
mean?
That's
You know what I mean?
good.
So if I'm, if we're just chilling and I come out, say some funny.
Right.
Or they just won't laugh.
Right. But it's rarely happened because, I make them laugh. So
Yeah.
No, we ain't going to make them laugh every time.
no, definitely not. But
But in general,
right.
we're funny people of our groups.
Right. Now, I kind of find it different with my family.
Uh-huh.
That's
Now,
what
my
we're gonna-
family, I feel like kind of looks to me to say funny stuff.
Oh,
They know you're the funny
interesting.
person.
Right. You know what I mean?
Me
Like with my
too.
friends, it just kind of flows. You know what I mean? Just no pun intended.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And then when I'm with my friends, we kicking it, we drinking. But when I'm with my family, I don't know. It's just kind of harder to be joking. I'm kind of more serious, kind of taking care of business. And I think they kind of look to me to kind of make jokes,
Right.
because, I
So-
claim to be funny. So,
Here's the reason why I was asking. So I was always funny in my family, but I was not the funniest. My whole family is really funny.
right.
So I was not even sticking out. I was also funny with my friends of groups, but I was not the funniest. Now later when I got older, I always felt the pressure that I have to be the funniest. And since I started comedy, it's completely gone. You know what I mean? Like
What's gone?
the pressure that I have to be the funniest wherever I go, other than it's a show or an open mic. You know what I mean? Like if I hang out with my friend,
Right.
I don't have to be funny. I'm already doing it.
Right.
On stage. Like, I don't have the pressure anymore. That's why I was asking if you feel the same way that you gotta be the funniest in the group.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, not like when we're around like comic friends. Comic friends, I feel pressure. Like,
Oh,
like
yeah, everyone's
not
trying
right.
to...
Oh,
not that I have to be the
interesting.
funniest, but
Right.
I have to be funny enough to stand out. You know what I mean? Because y'all know amongst our friends, they book shows
Oh yeah.
and this, that, and the other. So whenever we're at open mics or at shows, like I feel the need to have to like jump in and I've got to make a joke. I've got to flex my funny bone just so I can further my comedy career.
Sure. Yeah.
Now the pressure is definitely on there,
Oh, yeah.
but my friends absolutely not. My family a little bit, but it's the life we chose.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So
Like,
is that how it was in high school? Were you like the funny...
No, well, in high school, I was funny. I was very funny. I was a nerd. Am a nerd.
or Marvel or DC?
DC.
Okay. Yes.
Absolutely,
DC.
DC.
I don't know either.
That's why two of us are on this show hosting. But I don't know about music. I know about movies and DC.
Right. No, DC all the way. Right. But in high school, I was in a band.
Ooh, what kind of band?
Oh, the marching band.
Oh, when you said band, I was like, hip hop or some kind of.
Oh, no. Oh, that's racist, Imre.
Wow, Imre. Wow.
Black guys got to be in hip hop band.
Did you
play basketball?
Right. I was on the basketball team, and I was a star quarterback. No,
because I was in a band, not a marching band, and definitely not a hip hop band either. That was fun.
No, definitely the marching band. I played the baritone.
Which one? Does the long stick?
No, that's the trombone. Baritone is like a big trumpet.
Okay.
It sounds like a trombone, but it's shaped like a trumpet and fatter than a trumpet.
Oh, nice.
I think I did that in 4th grade.
You probably did.
And I quit.
Sometimes you hold it like this.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. I still don't know which one that is, but I'm going to Google it later.
I did that. Sorry.
No,
I did that, but I was definitely like class clown.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely cracking jokes. I couldn't be too much of a class clown because my mother worked there. She was a counselor there.
Mess around.
Right. So I couldn't fuck around too much or I get sent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They would send me, to my mother's office, which is worse than the principal's office or in-school suspension.
Get the
you know
belt,
what I mean? Now I got
LeRoy.
to sit in her fucking corner and she questioned me all day about why I got kicked out of class. That shit's not fun.
Oh, okay. How many times did that ever happen? That you got kicked out of class?
Twice.
Yeah, because there is no way you're going to do it.
Twice. Once for just class, just cracking jokes, and the second time for just like talking back.
Oh, okay.
Talking back to the teacher. We had a white teacher named Dr. Roy. And I was in his class, and I was just being a fucking asshole that day.
And
he
didn't like it.
No, he didn't. He was like, you know what? I'm not putting up with this. Just go down to your mother's office. And I gladly went down there. And the next week, she took me out of his class. Yeah.
Wow.
And put me in another math class. Shout out Miss Bailey, geometry.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that worked out.
It did work out, but
Better teacher? Okay, maybe it didn't work out.
I was still me. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, I was a class clown. Yeah, man, just kind of kicking it, man. High school was great. I love growing up in Atlanta, man. That shit was the best. The best.
What did you like about it?
Man, everything, man.
The
culture, man. The music. We talking about.
Yeah, Atlanta.
I'm in high school when Outkast premieres, like all their.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was a sophomore when their second album came out. I was in 8th grade when their first album came out. So I'm growing up with all this good music.
That's so cool.
all just.
Did you watch the TV show called Atlanta?
Yeah,
it was about the Atlanta rappers and stuff. I watched the first season, I think. Is there any more season? I have to.
No, it's done.
Oh,
Donald Glover.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I loved it, man. I loved Atlanta so much.
Good.
I wanted to write on that show so bad, like I write too. And so I was like, man, if I could just get just a PA position or write on that show, just so I could like get on the crew and get some swag that says Atlanta. Like,
yeah,
I love that show so much, man. It's so authentic.
I mean, you are pretty close to the fire, like whatever.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but it was a great show, man. Great representation. I mean, it's done now.
Yeah.
But oh my god, I love that show, man.
That was a good show.
But yeah, man, growing up in Atlanta, man.
There's actually stuff to do as a kid, like.
Yeah, man. Man.
It's a real city.
Everything, man, from planetariums to sidetrack, science museums, just stuff going on all the time. Me and my brother go to, and because my mother was in education, she kept us in stuff, kept us in camps and.
Smart mom.
Everything, man. Everything.
Smart mom.
Yeah, nice. So that's why you were like, all right, I'm gonna do this for a living. That's what I like about comedians. Like, I don't know, I've been doing it for about roughly the same, like maybe 6 years, kind of getting there. But ever since the first time I went up on stage, I have not stopped performing. It's like a drug. You know
It is. It's.
I was like, why am I doing anything else? Even though I didn't get laughs, I got like 2 laughs in 5 minutes. Not it was just chuckles.
Right.
And I'm like, this was the greatest thing. You know what I mean? Like that I've ever done.
Yeah, being on stage, like I've been in plays and church plays, and I've been on television, and so I knew like I wanted to be some type of performer.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I can't sing very well, and I don't know how to rap. Imre.
Are you sure? Are you sure, LeRoy? Have you tried it, LeRoy?
I don't know.
I like to freestyle in my free time. Imre.
Can you freestyle?
I'm not too bad, actually.
I've seen you twerk, so I know you can do stuff.
Oh, I can get shit done. I'll tell you right now.
But yeah, man. So yeah, like you, man. When I got up there and did comedy for the first time, man, I was like, man, this shit's cool as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, like you, I mean, I didn't get very many laughs the first time, but I did get some. And the little few laughs that I get went straight to my blood.
That was enough.
Yep. I'm like, hook me up, baby. Give me some more.
There it is.
Lucky. So I don't know if I was lucky or not, but the first time I got 2 chuckles, I'm like, I'm the funniest fucking comedian there is, right?
Right.
Based on this first set. I did the exact same set, 2 more mics. No, so I bombed twice with the same freaking set. I'm like, that's weird. It totally worked the first time. And then I started finding the nuances and, you know, like trying to write new jokes, which is always time consuming, right? And then slowly I became who I became. It took me like 6-7 months to find the personality that I have now. But when was the first time you were comfortable on stage? Or are you comfortable on stage?
I'm really not, like, I get very, very nervous before I open mics, shows.
The nerves always are there.
Man, I just, I've recently, adopted, like, some breathing techniques to do before I go up. And that's helped a lot, but.
Yep. Slow down the
I'm right. And so, once I get on stage and get to going, then the nerves are.
You got
time
it.
To, you know what I'm saying? Right. Do some work.
I've seen both of you perform, obviously. I don't think I've ever seen you being nervous.
No one ever thinks I'm nervous. So they think you're nervous. They can't see
I don't know.
Right? We feel it.
No, I definitely feel it.
I feel it every time before I go up.
Yeah.
Every time I feel it.
So what I'm hearing is that I'm nervous. I just don't know about it.
Maybe you're not.
I mean, it took me a long time not to get nervous, but after I bombed 50 minutes at a show one time, I don't think anything, 50 minutes with 0 laughs. That was
50 minutes?
That was 15.
Oh, 15.
No, 50, I would be probably dead by
now. Suicide.
Yeah, suicide. That's like suicide level bombing. It's a suicide bomb.
That's rough.
All right. But no, 15 minutes. It was crazy. Crazy dead silence. That was a show, not even a mic. 60 people. They just did not like my stuff.
Wow.
And that happens.
It definitely does.
You always get something, and it's like, what happened here? And it's been great in so many places. Yeah, it happens, It happens sometimes, so.
Man.
Have you had any bombing experiences you want to share? No one's perfect.
Not really.
No, everybody bombs.
Not really.
Everybody bombs.
Like, I always hear people tell stories about, like, when they bomb and they start arguing with the crowd and start insulting the crowd.
Yeah.
Like, I never understand that shit. Like,
I would never.
Like, I'm all about, look, I'm going to get up here and tell these jokes. People have thought these jokes were funny. They might not be your stride. I understand that. I get it. I'm not going to waste no more of your time. I'm finna get the fuck off this stage. You know what I mean? Like,
not him. He kept going.
Oh,
right. I'm going to say my
I knew I was bombing at minute 1. And I'm like, I'm a professional. No. I'm doing my 14 minutes.
No, if I'm getting paid to be on stage.
Be on stage.
I'm going to stand on. I'm going to do my time, my 7-10 minutes, eat my shit with 0 laughs, and then get the fuck off the stage because that's what I told. You know what I mean? That's
I don't know. I might leave a little early. If I'm like, oh my God, 8 minutes, no fucking laughs. Am I going to go another 8 minutes? I don't think so. I don't know.
If you don't do the time, you're not going to get the money. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, so really? You think they...
If you finish your time, you did your time.
I would be embarrassed to take the money.
It doesn't matter.
I would be embarrassed to take
That's on your
money.
conscience, but you did your work.
Right. You got to do your jokes. Like, you can't make anybody laugh.
Be mad at the audience for them being different.
If they don't think you're funny, they don't think you're funny. You know. But that don't mean I didn't get my ass up here for 10 minutes. Now give me my money, promoter.
And you drove and whatever.
Right. I mean, shit, I'm sorry. It was just an off night.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it happens. But bombing for me just, it, like I said, it definitely has happened.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it happened to everybody, all of us. I've seen the biggest names in town and out of town bomb.
Absolutely. And I've learned how to embrace silence.
Oh, I love
I
love
embrace
silence.
it. Just take the time. I mean, if I'm bombing with my jokes, then take the time to embrace the silence and then just start doing crowd work.
Yeah.
It was one time I was bombing. It was so quiet that you can hear all the other comedians outside smoking and talking shit. So then I just spent like 3 or 4 minutes talking about them outside talking shit.
There it is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so bombing for me, man, it has been a blessing. It's definitely something we all have to go through.
Oh yeah.
It's part of the process.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't escape it. So Steve Martin, you guys know who Steve Martin is?
Yeah, I read his book.
Yeah. King Tut.
Yes. So his record, I think, is 25 minutes or something. Bombing. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
25
or
26
minutes.
It's
nice to know.
So
these things,
once you start hearing these stories, because I listen to a shitload of podcasts, once you start hearing these stories, like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like, everybody goes through this. Everybody bombs a long set.
Kevin Hart, everyone has said that that's a part of it. Everyone's
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
But see, normal people don't know that. Like, I've had family come and they're like, yeah, this joke you didn't get a laugh. And I'm like, you just don't get it. Like, I'm trying to...
You just don't get it, Mom.
It went over your head.
There's so much stuff.
Is what I'm trying to tell you.
No, but then they're trying to, tell me, well, you need to try this and this and this. And I'm like, all right.
Oh, they tell you?
They're telling me. They're telling me. And I'm like, look, I've done this joke before. And I'm trying to tell them how there's different factors. There's the audience. It's the crowd. It's the age. It's so many different things that at least in my experience that I've realized that can make a difference of why a crowd didn't get a joke or not. I know I have a set for boomers now and I have a set for younger people that just one or the other doesn't work as well for the other. Right. And it was hilarious at one place. Like, I was really lucky to make this clean, which is still dirty for me because I get pretty raunchy, but it was my clean set and it was awesome for the boomers. Did it for this young college crowd. Don't know why I didn't do more of my drug and sex stuff for them. Right. I don't know what I was, because it was just a few days later.
Kids. That's I don't what know they days in, drugs and sex.
I thought, it was a few days later. I'm like, I'm just going to do the same set. It's memorized like that. Stupid, but living and learning, right. And it's just, it's the age that has to do with it. Sometimes you have people in the crowd that their laughs, they don't make noise. Like, I don't know. You say I have noise in here sometimes, but my laugh is silent. Mm-hmm. And we said before, but anyway, I don't know. Even right now, I'm sure there's a whole list of things. There's reasons, people go to shows, they're not even, or open mics, I guess. They're not listening. They're on their computers, their phones. They didn't even know there was a comedy show that night. I'm not going to judge your laughter and judge my joke based off of that.
Right. Now, if they're, I don't mind if they're genuinely trying to give me ways that I can improve the joke or make it funny.
Oh, you can give me whatever.
I'm open to it. Yeah. I'm open to it. I'm not going to sit there and be like, well, this happened because of that. And now in my mind, I'm like, all right, well, you just don't understand that.
No, what I mean in my family was you should not do jokes about your mom and stuff. Do stuff more about politics. And
they're
singer.
trying to give you subject matter.
Yeah, they want me to do I'm like, that's not me. And I'm like, actually, my family stuff is original. People can't steal my shit as easy because it's my family, my life.
In your life.
I'm like, I get it. You guys watch comedians and they're doing the politics and the singers and what happened last week with the Kardashians. I'm like, that's not my style of comedy.
Right.
I'm like, I just got to edit my own stuff.
That's night talk show and monologue kind of stuff.
I do that stuff I mean, you see me perform, so I do that pretty much every Monday. I go through the news because I love that style of comedy. I like the quick write-off and then a quick punch.
The one-liners.
One-liners, news. So I always do that. And sometimes a bit will come out of it. Like if I do a joke about the Russia-Ukraine war, right? You can't really do it anymore because the people don't know that it's still going on. But if you can take out Russia and Ukraine and just talk about war between two countries,
right?
You can tell the joke at any time.
And it's always a war going on.
Right. Because it's just war.
I avoid that kind of stuff.
But I'm not.
Everyone's got their own
style. Could be whatever. It could be whatever. You know what I mean? So just exercising, writing these jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
My brain is wired to like, okay, I'm looking for certain things as a pattern in real life.
No, you're right.
Because I'm doing the practice of writing jokes based on news. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'm not forcing my writing style on you.
No, we're sharing our styles. We're just sharing. I mean, you should.
This is the.
I think I hit myself in the mouth.
Did you lick my COVID mic?
Oh my god!
He licked that before you came.
Oh my god! I'm done.
I like COVID. What is the current version? COVID Q.
Corona. I don't know.
No. You know they have numbers.
Oh, I don't know.
COVID-19,
Yeah.
20.
That sounds about right.
We are in Florida, guys. We don't know what's happening.
Right.
How would you describe your style of comedy?
I like to tell stories.
Mm-hmm.
Because much like yourself, I get a lot of my material from like real life stuff that's happened, like talking about my son and stuff. So a lot of stuff comes out of that. I do like to go through the headlines and write one-liners because like Imre, like that's led to bigger bits.
Yeah.
I'm starting to expand my vision. Expand like what I see, what I go through, instead of like just sticking to like being a father or being black. Just start like I want to say you had a joke about your prostate, going to get your prostate checked.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that, like more intricate events that go on that I go through my life that I never really thought about before because I mean
nobody thinks about prostate cancer.
I mean,
you're like 45.
Right. But stuff like that. So I'm trying to kind of like, again, I love telling stories and that sort of thing, but I would love to like get a lot of one-liners in there just to kind of move my act along. Cause it kind of get long-winded when you do stories, and if you don't have a laugh every 5 to 10 seconds, you know what I mean? It can get kind of long. So I'm trying to learn how to do one-liners and that sort of thing, so I can kind of hit and move, maybe get into a bit about my son,
and mix it,
mix it up, hit and move. And I want to do. I'm working on one-liners because whenever I get the light and I get down to my last minute, I get nervous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm either in the middle of a story or I finished the story, but I've got time. And I want to be able to hit the audience with some like boom one-liners, utilize my last minute, and then get out of there.
Right.
So to answer your question, long form and one-liners mix. That's how I would describe my style.
Do you sit down to write, or you just walk around in the world aimlessly with a notepad?
I've done both. At first, it was just walking around, pulling from like my family, my past. But thanks to COVID and the pandemic, I had to sit my ass down because nothing was open. So that's when I learned to sit down. I started doing the Write 10 Club. It just basically just writing, man, writing.
Yeah.
And when I say writing, I mean jokes. Like before, like I've always been somebody who's written scripts. And poetry and haikus and that sort of thing. So I've always written.
Me too.
But I've never like tried to focus on set up punchline to make a joke.
Right.
And so now that's kind of how I've trained my mind now to look at the world as kind of a set up punchline situation. It's kind of hard to turn off.
Oh, it is hard. The other night I had the perfect joke. I mean, this is the best joke I ever wrote. But I was already half asleep. I'm like, I will write it down in the morning. Guess what?
I know you gotta get up.
The perfect joke I ever wrote is gone.
You gotta get up.
You guys don't know. I don't remember what it was.
That has happened to me too many times.
So many times.
I mean, I even keep a notepad by my bed, but
did you guys see?
I'm just like, fuck it, I'm doing it.
Did you guys see that Seinfeld episode when he's like, you know who Seinfeld is?
Wow. Wow.
Okay, you guys laugh.
Not that bad.
You guys laugh.
Her TV ain't been gone that long.
Seinfeld did not make it into Hungary. Like, I know a lot of the TV shows because they all made it into Hungary. Guess, like Friends, all of the old stuff. Guess who didn't? Seinfeld. It was not. It was
Friends was there, but not Seinfeld.
Yeah, it was either not relatable to the Hungarian audience, or it never worked. Or they never tried it. I don't know, but I didn't know who Seinfeld was for a long time, and now of course, you know, I know it. Why did I start talking about Seinfeld? Oh, he has an episode when he has a notepad next to his. He wakes up, he scribbles something down, and he wakes up in the morning and he can't read it. It's like, crap, what did I write? Like, so funny. Right, and at the end, he remembers, and he's like, it's not even that funny, or something like that. It was hilarious. I
love Seinfeld. One of my favorite comedians.
One of those shows. I put it in the background. It goes. I laugh. You know, because it's like, I don't know, it's funny. I did watch the whole Seinfeld a couple of years ago.
I've never seen a show, but my mom watched it all the time.
You've never seen an episode of Seinfeld?
No, I just walked in the room my mom was watching, and then I would walk out.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a secret.
I couldn't get into it. I don't think so.
I've never seen a full episode of SNL. The first episode I've seen live, the first episode I've seen fully was, I watched it live when they were shooting it. I was up in New York for an SNL shoot. That was the first time I watched it.
So you've never watched SNL from the opening,
the beginning to the end now,
till the wave at the goodbye.
Nope.
The audience.
I watched little clips and bits.
Oh my goodness, that's one of my dreams to be on SNL, and then
you have 3 more years because he's shutting it down. Lauren is, I think, shutting it down after the 50th season. He's like, it was enough.
No.
3 more years.
Damn.
So every summer,
I really want to be in, like, you know, the audience waving goodbye, shaking hands with the guests, musical guests, like, that's kind of one of my dreams. Man.
It was amazing. Like, I didn't really appreciate because I didn't know how much work goes into a shoot.
Oh my god,
it was beautiful. Imagine like 300-400. Every time I tell this story, I increase the number. But imagine 300-400 people working on this show, but at least 200. You know what I mean? Working on the show that you don't even see. Mm-hmm. Everybody's moving stuff. The stages are constantly moving. They show the skit, gone, laugh, clap, move next. But it was so cool.
Do you remember who the musical guest was when you were
Of course.
Who was it?
Taylor Swift.
Wow.
Taylor Swift was standing very close to me.
You could
so close to me, and I'm like, and she was singing a song. She was singing a song that was freaking 12 minutes long. I'm like, you know, I don't hate her music or whatever. I'm like, come on, 12 minutes. What is this? You know,
all right.
So it was a 12-minute song. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh,
it was about a jacket that she left at her boyfriend's house or something.
Of course.
It's very,
of course it is.
Or something I can't remember now, but it's funny. So Taylor Swift. And it was, but I really appreciated all the work that everybody has put in there. And guess what? So I was on the pre-shoot. So what it means is they shoot Saturday Night Live twice. Not twice, I'm sorry. There is a test crowd, right? That we were the test crowd. So they have more jokes that they end up cutting out. And so the actual show is 1 hour long, I guess, or whatever. Mm-hmm. So they chop, the actual show is actually shorter than the one I was watching. And they cut out good jokes. They cut out a joke I was the only one laughing at.
That's why they cut that shit out.
Yeah, they did. It was crazy.
The Hungarians.
I'm not gonna burn the joke, but I will tell you guys after. It was whatever. It was great. I was the only. There was like 150, 200 people in the crowd, I think. And I was one of them. It was amazing. This is one of my best experiences of my life.
Beautiful.
There is a TikTok, SNL TikTok. Like they go live and they show like the whole process from the background. They show everybody like picking up the actual sets, moving them out the way, the cue card guy, everything, everything. I found it 2 weeks ago. Okay. I'm addicted to it.
It's beautiful.
I'm addicted
watching
to it.
How they handle the talent. if let's say there's a big actor or actress, right? There's one dedicated person whose only job is to make sure that the talent is wherever the talent needs to be. So when the set is done or skit is done, this person runs in, grabs the hand of the talent, and just running through across 200 people who are moving the set. It's just like a beautiful performance.
It's beautiful chaos.
It's a performance art. Yeah,
beautiful chaos.
Like to me, that should be the show. You know what I mean? Just watching everybody working together. Yeah.
Like, I mean, I do it now anyway, like I said, but if it was like on like TV,
right.
like I would watch it.
I'm going to tell you guys a secret how you can get on SNL.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Well, not on stage, but in the audience. So every August, they open up their email, and you can send them an email and tell them why you should be a great audience member or something like that.
Every who?
Every August. So they open it August 1st, and then you can send an email that you want to be in the audience, and then they will reach out like, hey, you get this date.
I've done a whole bunch of shows, but never tried for SNL, and they haven't had me write something. You just like apply by clicking.
Oh,
so
this is not, you have to write.
Yeah,
I wrote it several times that I'm from a third world country, and I watched SNL in the gulags and stuff.
It's like, we got to have him on.
Yeah, right. I'm like, he's gonna do our opening monologue. You know, that's what I was thinking, and then nothing.
It's cool you got on there though.
Yeah, it was cool. Fun. It was fun.
I think I might try that next August.
Yeah, try it.
I got paid to laugh and clap when I lived in LA.
Oh, nice.
A whole bunch of the shows they do.
Oh,
and they wanted like pretty women in the front row.
Yeah, they didn't.
Color just to.
They shoved me back on the top of the black zone at SNL. They're like, make sure the camera does not show this guy.
Of course they did.
Only one person could see me. It was Taylor Swift, and I'm like, here's your fucking sweater.
Take this shit.
It was a lot of fun. Oh, and there was Pete Davidson half naked.
Oh, you got to see him?
Yeah, of course. He was like this close,
cool.
like I'm like, God.
That's cool.
That is cool.
And he was like half naked, was changing or whatever.
I mean, that's not cool, but Pete Davidson is cool.
Yeah, right.
That's not good that nobody recognized me. I was walking around, all kinds of pictures. I'm like, fuck,
Imre,
nobody.
Damn it!
You guys don't know who I am. You guys don't know who I am.
Come from Jacksonville, Florida.
Do you not see me? Do you not know me?
Duval. They're like, what?
All right.
That?
Overalls, what?
What did he say?
Are you saying boo? Boo? What? Oh, man. All right, enough about me. This is not my show.
Back to LeRoy.
Back to me.
So, LeRoy, who are your favorite comedians?
Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, Bill Burr. Yeah, those are my three.
Oh, okay.
Those are my three North Stars. And then we got Chris Rock, and then George Wallace, and then everybody else.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, those are my comedy heroes. I've only met George Wallace.
Oh, okay. How did that go?
That was pretty cool. I was a PA on a pilot that was shooting down in Georgia.
Oh, okay.
It was one of those Find Your Roots type of shows.
Uh-huh.
It was going to be on NBC, and George Wallace was the subject. And so we basically went down to where he grew up. His house. Now, this is before I wanted to do comedy, so I didn't really understand the greatness of, you know what I mean, the presence of George Wallace. But looking back on it, man, he was so cool, so funny.
Yeah.
It was so fun. I got a picture.
Oh, nice.
So I look back on that picture and think, man, that's...
If you want me to show the picture to the world, send the picture to me and I will put it in the video.
All right, I'll do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, those my comedy heroes, man. I just, whenever...
That's awesome.
Those five, you know, whenever you're down, like I could put on any Dave Chappelle stand-up, old, new. It'll just have me just laughing like I've seen it for the first time. Like,
that's awesome.
It's cool, man.
Yeah.
I remember staying up late, sneaking, watching Def Comedy Jam and that sort of thing with my brother. So, man, just comedy has been in my life, man, for a long time, even before I knew I wanted to be a comedian. You know, Martin Lawrence, Bernie Mac, Just the
Bernie
greats.
Mac. Yeah.
Oh my god,
I remember Bernie.
I love Bernie Mac so much. King of comedy.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
Yep.
It was just such a good writer, man. Such a good joke.
Yeah, I liked his show. He had. Do you remember his show?
Oh man,
I've
watched it in its entirety at least 3 or 4 times because they're 30-minute episodes.
Yeah.
So you get through it.
You go
that.
through it fast.
Yeah. But it's one of those shows like Seinfeld that you could put on in the background.
Right.
You can come to the show and come in the middle of the show and get a laugh and then go back to whatever you're doing. And man, I love Bernie Mac.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, did these guys change over time, or you always had these as favorite comics?
Bill Burr kind of came later on in my life. Mm-hmm. But I grew up watching Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, George Wallace.
Yeah.
And then once I learned about Bill Burr, I just kind of start ODing on Bill Burr. You know what I mean? Watching all his specials. Yeah. Listening to the legendary stand-up he did, and it was in Philly. Yeah. Where he starts insulting the crowd.
Oh, no. Yeah, they booed everybody off.
Yeah,
remember that?
Yeah. And he's like, I'm not going nowhere. I got time, so I'm going to stay in Phil this time.
Oh man, he rose the entire. But they are like there's some there are laughs. It's not like nobody was laughing. Right. But it was good. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, man, and like Jerry Seinfeld, like was talking about, man, just watching sitcoms and watching these comedians, man, it just kind of it's always been in my life.
Yeah, so to me, like my whole family was funny. We always watched funny movies, skits, Benny Hill, whatever, Monty Python stuff. Well, my parents did not like English humor when I was growing up. They still don't, and I really like it. English humor is super dry, which that's how I grew up. Like I was watching these guys, Monty Python and stuff like that. Super dry people. Yeah. Oh. And they do a lot of sketches also. But anyway, so I grew up like that. So I only saw Hungarian comedians other than these sketches. Mm-hmm. So I came here and I didn't even know open mic was a thing. I didn't know it existed. I thought when you're a comedian, you just do the clubs and then at one point you do the theaters. I didn't know open mic existed. I didn't know what I was. And that's how I started.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any Hungarian comedians you look up to?
They are mostly storytellers.
Okay.
And I'm more of a one-liner guy. Right. Like I do like the older Hungarians, but Hungary was growing up communism, so they had to fight the whole system with so that was a different era, right? Right. So it's not really relatable to me necessarily, even though I was at the end tail of that whole thing. Like I was about 12 years old when Hungary was not communist anymore. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So they are joke about mostly of that stuff. Right?
Okay.
In like they're going against the government, but not. They are not saying that the government sucks because they would be dead. Right. So they do it in like a weird. They are describing.
No, they're towing the line.
They are trying to describe like a forest with creatures and animals, and everybody knows they're talking about. The government, right? So anyway, they do all that stuff. I mean, you can do it now too, but here, especially in the U.S., you can shit on anybody.
All right, no,
most part,
absolutely bend over and release turds on whoever you feel. Just fucking go, man. That's the First Amendment, right, man? You gotta love it. You gotta love it, man.
Yeah. Do you want to go back? No. I want to say whatever I want to say about anybody,
Right.
It's funny.
But yeah, man. So
awesome.
Those are my heroes. Yeah, I don't know what I do without comedy, man. This has been pretty fun so far.
For me, I like to do a lot of stuff. I start a lot of stuff, and then it ends where it ends. Mm-hmm. Comedy has been going on for 6 years. This is definitely my longest endeavor, other than my kids.
Nice.
That you have no choice. They're there.
But like hobby-wise, I like music. I always produce some sort of a music for decades now. But it's not like comedy. Like comedy, I just love to do it. I like the writing process. I like the I'm looking for a new joke process.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching TV, because I'm trying to make somebody laugh or whatever. This kind of stuff. Do you have any favorites, Flo?
Kevin Hart was always my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I like how he does a lot of act outs and movement. That's what.
Right.
Yeah.
And I like doing that, which I need to do more of that. But yeah, he's always been. I'm sure I could go through a list of other people too.
Right.
Like all the ones you mentioned are great. But he just when I was in college, someone turned him on. I was like on the Netflix or whatever, and I was like, "This is awesome. This is great." I really laughed hard, which a lot of comedians don't make me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
It's hard for me to laugh. Actually, I don't even watch much comedy at all.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
At all.
I've kind of pulled back on it.
I need to. No, I need to. I should. I should get inspired and
well,
motivated.
Not necessarily. There are two schools of thought. Like, for example, I cannot watch Jeselnik because I pick up his personality, and I don't want to do that.
Right.
I'm already doing dark jokes, and if I pick up his personality, it's kind of like you are, ripping off Jeselnik. I don't need to. I don't want to.
Right.
It's just subconsciously I pick up his personality even more.
Right.
So I watch his special when it comes out, and I just let it sit. I'm like, no, it's fine, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I do watch comedy though.
Yeah, I watch old comedy specials when I need to get if I'm having a writer's block or I need to get inspired, because I do get down on myself sometimes.
Yeah.
And so I watch old specials, but I try not to watch a lot of new specials because I don't really like the way it influences my train of thought and my writing. The worst thing to me that can happen is I write a joke and start doing that joke, and then I watch a Netflix special of somebody and their joke is very similar to the one that I do. Like that.
Yeah.
That has happened, and so I try not to what I mean, unless they're my friends or it's a Matt Rife or somebody huge.
Right.
That, their special is going to be studied and talked about. So I'll watch it just so I can stay in step. But I try not to, because I get influenced, and I want to keep my thought and focus and write.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think another reason I don't care to always watch is because if you have something that's similar, but I'm like I thought of it. So if it's not exactly the same and someone says, okay, well, at least I know I came up with it on my own and I'm not trying to mess with anybody's jokes.
Right.
But I think my thing with just TV and watching stuff is my problem. I just haven't even owned a TV in I don't know how many years. I mean, we did have one, but I never really watched it.
We did have one. Okay, Grandma, let's put you to bed. So, but here's, you guys know who Prince is? Prince?
Wow.
The musician?
It's my mom's favorite.
So, Prince did not listen to other music when he was creating his albums.
I didn't know that.
So he doesn't get influenced by other people. And I was like, can I do this with comedy? Can I just not listen to other comedians at all? I mean, obviously, open mics, you can't avoid it.
Right.
But
I think it's funny though, because when I'm at open mics, sometimes I'll listen to someone, but it'll trigger an idea of something that happened to me. Mm-hmm. So I do see the positive. Sure, made me think about this happened in my life.
Right.
So there's a positive to it, but yeah, I get that.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't want to be influenced. That's cool.
Well, cool Prince,
He was
Rest
Prince.
in peace. Yeah, he was Prince.
Yeah.
Or what was his name? Artist formerly known as Prince. Do you remember when he did that?
Oh, I do. I remember because Warner Brothers was ripping him off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why they wouldn't let him use his own name.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he released music as the artist.
That's what happens.
Formerly, the artist, and then that little symbol.
Yeah.
Wow.
He had freaking guitar.
Right.
I have pictures with that, not with the guitar, but with the replica. Around.
I thought you meant the actual guitar.
No. It was a cardboard cutout.
Oh.
But the symbol reminded me of that. It's like a male symbol, right? Or something like that. Isn't it the male symbol for male? Male, female?
No, it is.
I don't know.
It's not that. I know that. That's like a circle with...
Right?
Right.
Because the female
this has
symbol is
squiggly lines and shit in it. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
Don't get me to line and disrespecting Prince and his death.
I would never disrespect the Prince.
But it's like a, I don't know, almost like a treble sign.
Yeah. It was funny because in Hungary, I remember there was two big guys, right? Michael Jackson and Prince. And there was two groups of people, right? And I always was like a Prince guy.
Oh, I'm definitely a Michael Jackson guy now.
Are you a Jackson guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Prince was so interesting. Like he was always doing these fluffy dress, outfits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was vibing with that.
Swag too now.
Yeah. Did you guys see that video when he invented the moonwalk?
Yeah.
Because nobody has ever done it, and he just does it on stage, and people are like, "What did he just do?" Yeah, and
they just floating
explode.
Backwards.
Yeah, they just exploded like cheering and stuff. So, I mean, can you imagine coming up with something like that? Like and people has never seen it, and of course everybody's doing it now, right? Like,
right.
I mean, that's one of his moves.
That shit's dope, man. That shit's cool.
It's one of the best.
That's all I stupid South Park stuff. I learned English from South Park, so I watched the first 10 seasons religiously.
Really?
So I know all the references, like pop culture. That's how I learned all of pop culture from,
Interesting.
Yeah.
You didn't know any English when you came over here?
I did learn it in school.
Oh,
and,
okay. Well, then that counts.
It does count. And it was like...
School does teach people things.
Yeah, I mean, I learned...
in the U.S.
No.
Right.
Spanish? No one leaves Spanish class. No one's Spanish.
Yeah, no.
We're just like...
I learned Russian for 8 years when we were still communists, right? And after that, I switched to English. Huh. So technically, I'm pretty sure if I hang out with Russian people for like maybe 2-3 weeks, my Russian would come back probably. Because it has to be somewhere in my head, right?
Oh, yeah.
I learned it for 2 years every day for 2 hours.
That's awesome.
At least.
I wish we learned more
That's awesome?
I wish we learned more languages here.
I don't know, Flo.
Nobody cares in this country about anything.
Yeah, I took Spanish twice in high school. I passed with a B. And as soon as I took Intro to Spanish in college, I flunked it.
Uh-huh.
See that?
And then I was like, no more of this.
No más español.
Right.
Yes.
High school Spanish is trash.
We
don't learn it. We just learn the colors.
Oh, you speak
numbers.
Spanish or you speak Portuguese?
Yeah, but I learned that when I lived in Brazil.
Oh,
not in high school.
See.
Yeah.
Our wonderful education system.
Right.
Can't beat it.
How do you say I understand? Me comprendo? Comprende? How do you say that?
Comprendo. Yeah.
Comprendo? I don't think I ever said that. Me comprendo. I understand. I am a Duolingo.
Me no comprendo.
That's
Yo don't say it.
Yeah. 49 days stretch Duolingo, baby.
Nice. Nice.
No, I did Spanish before to like on 100 days, 120.
I want to do French on there.
I did French for 140 days and I could read it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Pretend read it, but I didn't understand what they're saying. But once you hear them talk, it's brutal.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like, what? What did you... No,
Oof.
it's not.
Rough.
I try to learn Japanese too, same. Japanese is the same. Croissant.
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 Je m'appelle, yeah.
Je m'appelle Claude. That's from Friends.
Claude in French?
No, it's a quote from Friends.
Wait, so you say you lived in Brazil?
3 years. I've done comedy there too.
I was just about to ask, have you done comedy and how hard is it writing jokes in Spanish? Or did you do them in Spanish or
in Portuguese?
I mean Portuguese.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, I lived there 3 years, so I'm fluent. So, but the hard part's the cultural part.
Right.
So most of my jokes that I do there are about Brazil.
Right.
Which won't make too much sense here because y'all aren't going to get it either. So I got to do cultural stuff for the most part.
But I know. Going back?
Yeah, well, I was going to for Christmas, but where I was going to do a show, they're like, oh, we're taking off. You know, Brazilians, they're known for like taking off when it's holiday time. Oh. Everything's shut down and closed. There's no comedy for several. Yeah, so not even 2 weeks before Christmas or after. It's break time. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
So I'll try to go.
I mean, comedy is the break.
Right? I'm like,
but you are working. Like, comedians are working.
So they close everything down. And like, when there's a holiday, everything closes. Like, everyone gets a day off.
But I did hear that, yeah.
Here, it's like, the gas station is open, Walmart if you need it. No, it's closed for everybody.
Very disrespectful when it comes.
We're so disrespectful. We don't even know it. It's like
I'm surprised we're closed on Christmas. I'm surprised people were just like, you know what,
right?
But only for one day. Like in Hungary, that's how long. It's the 24th, 25th, and maybe even the 26th is off. Here, it's only the 25th.
Right.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah. Right, and then we complain like, how come the gym's not open on Christmas? Because people need to celebrate. Like, so screwed up.
Go work out somewhere else, maybe in your yard, perhaps.
Yeah, it's like go for a run outside. Yeah, it's crazy, but I look forward. But I need to get back into that material. I haven't touched that material since July. I was going to actually do some at open mic just to refresh again, but...
I mean, that's what I do. When I have a show coming up and I haven't tried jokes in a while, I just repeat them just in case.
Yeah.
Because that's the word. Sometimes I forget the punchline, so I have a little tag or the setup and people are laughing at it. I'm like, all right, people are laughing. This joke is done. And I go to the next joke and I'm listening to it on the recording. I'm like, oh shit, I completely forgot the punchline. I didn't say it because the people were laughing. I just moved on to the next joke.
He was like, I'll take that laugh and move on.
I don't know if it just blocks my memory that, hey, finish the joke. Or the joke is done because there was a laugh. Mm-hmm. Right? But the setup was, they were laughing at the setup so hard that I just moved on to the next joke. And I'm like, damn it.
See, the hardest part for me with comedy is going back and listening to my freaking videos of me. Oh my God. Do you know how many I haven't listened to that I have to?
Count your laughs? Do you count your laughs?
No, I don't. That like
that kills the enjoy.
Oh my God!
Kills the joy from it.
I
do it, but only with good sets. I'm like, still got it. Which is totally not good, right?
Yeah. That's the hardest part for me.
I can tell you, do the recording and do listen to it back, because sometimes this is how you're gonna end up with small words that people laugh at. Like I have that joke with the seagulls at the beach, right? Mm-hmm. And totally randomly, at one point, I said that the kids are playing in the waves with shark puppies. Right. And that word, I didn't expect a laugh. It was just something came out of my head on stage.
Right.
I didn't write it before. And now guess what? It's part of the set. Because it gets a laugh every time.
I know.
That's just saying the word shark puppies.
Man.
Oh my God. And then I started to hear, I'm like, cringe. And then I'm like, why did I say, I forgot that. And I did what I did.
Oh, yeah.
But no, you're so right. I need to go back and get those little nuggets and those things that I was like, ooh, I got a laugh there and there. I don't know. Lately, it's just been so hard for me to listen to it again.
Yeah. But you're also working, like I understand, especially in your situation, like you would focus heavily, more on comedy during the summertime.
Oh yeah.
Like when I have the kids, I don't do comedy, right? So I have to focus on when I don't have them.
You gotta live.
You gotta live too, you know?
Right.
It's freaking, it ain't easy. And then I was back to the Brazil, like I can't test it here because like some people aren't gonna get it. Right. So what I was doing when I went in July is like every time I got in an Uber, I was testing my jokes with the Uber driver. Like I just kept, he didn't even know. I'm just like doing my set and I'm like, okay, it works. And I'm like, okay, good. That was my only reliance because there was no open mics.
I know you're going to hate this, but I'm a problem solver. Uh-oh. And I'm a man.
I know. We know.
So I will tell you what to, no, but okay. So I know, and you know, that in town there are a lot of Latin dancers, right? You should ask them, hey, can I do 5 minutes before the class in Spanish or Portuguese? If people speak Portuguese there, maybe.
No one's Brazilian.
Oh. Bam.
Nobody.
Really?
Now, you do have a thought because I've been trying to talk to Ian about throwing
only Spanish?
A Brazilian. Well, we're going to do Spanish, Portuguese. Hispanic, Latin night, but I'm inviting Brazilians that I know to do forró, which is a type of dance, and then maybe I could do like a 5-minute, but not even tell them it's a comedy. I'm just gonna be like, hey, welcome.
No,
and
there's
like,
a
blah,
host,
blah, blah, blah.
as the host, like you are hosting the event.
So glad you guys came.
Yeah,
oh my
what
God.
do you guys think about Brazilian butt lifts?
There getting high.
French accent.
What do you think might be good?
Yeah. No, that's a good idea. I should. I mean, I'm trying to plan a date with a day with Ian to do that.
No, that'd be fun.
So that's another.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. What's your biggest struggle with comedy? Is it just write? Because like some people get the writer's block and writing, but mine is totally going back and watching myself.
Yeah, it's hard to do. Well, I do get writer's block a lot. I get kind of complacent.
That too.
You know,
That too.
Especially when you got some jokes that
Stuff
are
that
working,
works,
and you're like,
and it's been working on open mics, and but I gotta constantly keep telling myself, sit down, write.
That's been hard for me lately. Lately in this past month, that's been me.
Yep.
Writing.
I feel you. Oh
That's-
my God.
that's
I've
why
been
these-
slacking.
That's why this new stuff helps you through the writer block. So you say, hey, every day, and don't write for hours. Just say, every day I'm going to write for 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's 10 minutes. It's super short. That's the premise of the 10, right?
Right.
Because 10 minutes in a week, that's 70 minutes that you were not writing at all in the first place. At the end of the week, you have 70 minutes that you wrote.
True.
You know what I mean? A month, you have,
It's a habit.
how many is 4 times 70? That's how many minutes.
It's definitely a muscle that you have to keep exercising, keep working out. But shit, we all get lazy. We all skip weeks at the gym.
No one's perfect.
No. But I don't know.
Especially when life happens and you got stuff going on.
Yeah, and that's the thing with comedy. You know life is happening and you know you're not writing and you make the excuse that you're living.
Yeah.
But when you really should be writing as you live. Like, you live,
True.
You should be scribbling down ideas.
Writing down those struggles even.
Even that, yeah. And maybe you're not going to touch
Leroy. Ooh.
The deep talk.
Oh, I got to go home and do that now. Dang.
Sometimes
you calling me out, Leroy?
Sometimes I get you with it.
Ooh, yeah, you got me. You got me there. That was good. I needed to hear that.
I was about to just smack Flo.
Good night, everybody.
Wake up.
Right.
I might need that too.
Oh, yeah.
Something to revive me.
All right. So which one is your favorite mic? Open mic right now.
Right now?
You don't have to say the Comedy Zone one. It's fine.
Oh, okay. My favorite open mic isn't even happening anymore.
Oh.
It was at Birdie's.
Oh, Birdies, yeah.
Birdies.
But, we both.
Really
you were there before too, right? Birdies.
Yeah.
You never done Birdies?
That's the one that I did the most.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
So Birdies was just Jason of Vooswar. But one of them was downtown, the other at the beach. So I did Birdies. The next week I did Vooswar. Birdies, Vooswar. I was bouncing back and forth.
Everyone kept mentioning it, and I just was like,
No, that's why it's no longer there. Thank you, Flo.
Oops. Is that why there's a bigger crowd at Vooswar? Because it was the same
Could be.
night?
Yeah.
No, it was the same time, same night. And so I only did one of them. I mean, it's a different crowd.
Vooswar went much later than later.
I mean, Vooswar went till
Yeah. But Birdies was kind of like the first mic when I got to Jacksonville. Kind of got settled. Trevor ran it, and he's a very cool guy. And so,
No.
And then comes Shantytown. Shantytown, I really love Shantytown. Even though I don't get a lot of laughs at Shantytown, it's made me comfortable working my new material. Like, I hate working new material. Sure. I feel like every time I get on stage, I need to get a laugh. And so I buckle to the pressure, and then I do old stuff that I know is going to get laughs instead of doing the new stuff and exercising the new stuff. And Shantytown lets me do that.
Isn't it normally dead?
No, it's usually comedians. A few.
You like that?
We have
hops.
We had a couple of nights that it was really good.
Right. Now,
like 4-6 people. Yeah. Like 4-6 people come out that are non-comedians, then it's great.
Like we don't need Halloween was like boom, like packed.
Yeah.
You said it was a good.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
But it's made me really comfortable trying new stuff. That's hard for me too.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. So the way I do it, like for example, Shanty, right? I go up, I try a couple of new jokes. If there are no laughs, It depends.
So you start with new and then do old?
It depends.
I usually do opposite.
I usually don't go up first or whatever. I go. So there are comics before me. So I try to say something funny about them, helping my riffing muscles, right? Okay, I'm just, hey, Joe, you said this, stupid, or whatever, you know. And then I probably try something from the news.
Okay.
Shanty is my first mic of the week, right? So I'm fresh out of fresh with the weekend news, what happened last week, stuff like that. And then I go into jokes if I wrote any, or refresh a super old joke that I'm trying to see if maybe there is more I can add to it. Mm-hmm. And then ending is just close with something disgusting. That's an old school of thought. You have to close with something disgusting. I do that. So.
Always.
See, I get there. And see, I have to get there and try new stuff because I've been practicing the new stuff in my head. And so I want to get on stage and get it out of my head and get it out into there because I've been going over it all day.
That's how you memorize? You just say it in your head again and again?
Yep, over and over and over and over.
Do you practice it out loud? I used to do a spatula.
Yes.
Talking spatula.
Mm-hmm.
I used to practice it in my car.
Yeah, car too. Yeah.
Yep.
No spatula in the car.
I get distracted. I got distracted a lot.
That's perfect. Because guess what's going to happen on stage?
I get distracted.
Somebody's going to drop a freaking plate.
So I need to go back to doing it.
And you have to yell at them.
Because I'm like, squirrel, fucking dog.
But that's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. Like imagine doing a joke and a giraffe is walking across the stage. You still have to do your joke. Don't address the giraffe in the room or whatever.
A little vehicular homicide.
Very true.
Oh, man. I'm shitting nuggets right here. But the golden nuggets, not just nuggets.
Golden nuggets.
I make myself laugh every time when I say a joke out loud. But anyway. Okay, we are coming up on an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I know. No, it's once you start talking, it's like goes really fast. Yeah. So where can we find you on social media?
LeRoy Erran Comedy on TikTok.
One word?
Instagram. Yep, LeRoy Erran Comedy.
Okay.
TikTok, Instagram.
Awesome.
LeRoy Erran on Facebook. Find me. I'm on YouTube. I'm everywhere.
Nice. Good.
Look for me, man, because I'm trying to turn this comedy thing. Initially, I started comedy because I want to be a comedic actor.
Okay,
like
sure.
Will Smith.
Right.
So that's the end game.
Will Smith. I don't think of Will Smith as a comedic actor. I know he can be funny.
Well, I grew up on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Okay.
So on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I didn't know him then. So
so you knew him Independence Day and Ali.
He's
and
like,
all that.
I'm saving the world. I'm saving the world.
Right, no, I was Fresh Prince, him like clowning, and I thought that shit was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
As hell. So
that makes sense.
So that's the end game. Stand up, you want to get big enough to get cast in TV and movies. And
that's Atlanta, not Jacksonville.
Yep.
No, well.
But at the same time, I want to continue doing stand up. So a la Dave Chappelle, a la Kevin Hart, because they laid the blueprint for us. Yeah. So, I want to just follow the blueprint, man, and get there.
I mean, yes, Atlanta has a popping scene right now for movies and TV, but I feel like Jacksonville has a really exciting movie scene. Because I'm in it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So compared to the past 10 years, the short movies are getting better, the actors are the writing is getting better.
Okay.
If you're not involved with the local scene, the movie scene, they are definitely worth checking it out.
Oh, I'm definitely trying to get involved.
You can be an actor. They can put you on stuff immediately.
Yeah, because when I was in Tallahassee, man, I was acting. When I was in Atlanta, I was acting. I'm on an episode of Tyler Perry, House of Pain.
Oh, nice.
I was an extra.
Okay.
And I got some pretty significant screen time. So.
Do you have an IMDb credit?
For that, no.
Oh, okay. Because I have 2 IMDb credits.
But I do have an IMDb credit.
I have 1 or 2.
I've got a couple of them.
I'm just messing with you. It's always like, because comedians, they always like, hey, what kind of credits do you have? I'm like, I'm on IMDb.
Right, I was an extra and shit.
Yeah, right. We are always trying to I'm on IMDb. I have a special out on YouTube. I'm on TikTok.
No, I actually carry that scene around with me in my phone. So anybody who asks, I'm like, whoop, here
ready.
Nice.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I love it. So that was fun. That was fun being on the set with Tyler Perry and being around all that. So I've definitely, done that kind of thing. That's where I want to go. So look for me in the future.
We will.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
LeRoy
Thanks.
Erran comedy.
Woo! Thanks for coming on the show.
And I appreciate it. Thank you for the
Flo,
invite.
plug-
This is great.
Thank you for coming.
This is unbelievable, man.
Oh,
Happy to
nice.
have you.
Yay. So Flo, plug your social.
Flow funny on everything.
Flow
Yeah.
funny.
And
funny.
I am stand up everywhere else. So let's finish with a clap, and then we are done. Same, one clap,
Okay.
not an applause. All right.
Unity.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Psst, did you hear that? We got the lowdown on the streets where the talk's at. From the hood to Hollywood, we spilling all the tea. Ain't no secret safe, no, we bring the heat. We dropping names and we dishing the dirt. Psst, did you hear that? Spreading rumors like crack, ain't no turning back. We the real OGs taking it to the airwaves. Psst, did you hear that? Getting the scoop, all the celeb facts, you better listen up, cause we run this podcast.